It's the Hip Hop School.
It's that time.
Past and present podcast.
It's that time.
All regions stand up.
On your feet.
North, South,
Everywhere.
East,
Where you at?
and West,
Huh?
Midwest.
You
Where you
know
at?
the rule. Act a fool. You gotta be tight with your tool when you go to the hip hop school. Be wrong in the crowd called Prima Fur and Deja Rude, child. Get out your feelings, you get booed at the hip hop school. You know the rule. Act a fool. You gotta be tight with your tool when you go to the hip hop school. Nigga can't be mad cause you got swag and easy cool. Bitch, I'm a motherfucking problem. Knowledge rule at the hip hop school. You know the rule. Act a fool. You gotta be tight with your tool when you go to the hip hop school. Can't look like that, I'm into son got artifacts. The truth is cruel, but that's just fuel at the hip hop school.
Past and present.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Hip Hop School Past and Present podcast. I am your girl, the Asia, the assistant principal. You have Supreme Rod in the building, the principal. Heezy, the dean of hip hop, and Brother Truth, the agriculture teacher for all of your greenery needs. Thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. We're going to have a really, really good show. We're going to be talking about culture vultures. What do we consider a culture vulture? And some of the people who we think are culture vultures. So we do have the link down in the comment section. If you would like to join, you could click that link and you could give your thoughts and opinions of whatnot as well. How y'all doing tonight, fellas?
Don't be acting like no hoes and scared to join.
I know, right? Y'all all right?
I'm doing
Yeah,
good.
I'm
I'm
good.
good.
You know what it is. It's Monday. You know what I'm saying?
My
It's Monday.
bad. I
Always
jumped
good
right
to be
into
here.
it. Excuse me.
Well, y'all know how we do each and every Monday. We start the show off with a hip-hop trivia question for you guys to answer throughout the duration of the show, and we will reveal the answer at the end of the show. This week, hip-hop trivia question is, who was the first white rapper? Again, who was the first white rapper? And the hip-hop trivia question is brought to you by our sponsor, Supreme's Pull Up, Nature Spills, or by Chunk G, the Uhuru Academy, Lit and Leisure Travel in the Death of the Asia. Again, who was the first white rapper? Try to answer that down below in the comments. Yeah. With that being said, class is in session.
Class in session. Y'all gonna have to go in y'all history books for that trivia question. See if somebody come up with that one.
Oh, definitely.
I definitely don't know the answer to that.
Let's go.
So, DJ Khaled drops his album, God Did. Right over the when was it? Friday when he dropped the album? Yeah. Well, whatever day he dropped the album.
That's Friday.
Friday, okay. So DJ Khaled drops his album, God Did, and one of the first things that I saw trending about the album was the song with Jay-Z, Rick Ross, and Lil Wayne on there. A lot of people are claiming that Jay-Z had the best verse of the year.
Verse of the year.
Verse of the year on that song. However, there were a lot of big powerhouses on this album. he had he definitely had just about anybody that's somebody in the game on this album. Mm-hmm. And so everybody had their different thoughts and opinions about it or whatever. But one of the conversations that came up about this album is whether or not DJ Khaled is actually a culture vulture, considering the fact that he doesn't actually produce any music, he doesn't rap or anything. He just arranged artists together, and he makes money off of rap music. And I mean, is the nigga even a DJ?
Yeah. He definitely got a history as a DJ for sure, and he do produce a little bit too here and there. So he had put his work in. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people in the South vouch for him. A lot of people in Florida vouch for him. You know, and say he ain't no culture vulture. He been putting in his work for 20 years or whatever. So the people around him, you know what I'm saying, be vouching for him. So, but
can we define what a culture vulture is?
That's what we need to do. What y'all think?
What's a culture vulture, Brother Truth?
Okay, go ahead, Brother Truth.
I mean, I don't DJ. I mean, it'd be hard for me to call somebody a culture vulture, especially like unless I know details of them like exploiting the culture without putting the culture first. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Like if you were outsider and you exploiting the culture, but you're not putting the culture first, you know what I'm saying, and paying homage that you are a guest in the culture, then I could look at you as a culture vulture. You just come in straight, just trying to make money off of it. You didn't pay no dues. You didn't have no background of putting nobody on or helping nobody, you know, or helping push the culture forward and fighting for the culture per se or whatever, you know what I'm saying, however that looks to somebody, you know what I'm saying? But
In order
you
for
know what I
something,
mean?
in order for somebody to come be a vulture or be a parasite, you have to own it, right?
Not
Or
necessarily.
since we created it, then.
Yeah. You know, the creator.
And that's another tricky thing is like, because how do you own culture? You get what I'm saying? Like as far as like materially wise, I understand how you own it as far as like making it, like continuing it and doing it the right way, or you know, following the path of the people that before you, you know what I'm saying, that laid the foundation. You know what I mean? But outside of that, like ownership and money wise, that don't really have nothing to do with somebody really being a culture vulture. Is really
No, I don't.
exploiting it from like it's what it really is, like the true culture of hip hop.
Yeah, for
What
sure.
is the true culture? What was the purpose of hip hop when it came out? What was the intention of it? You get what I'm saying? It was the expression of basically how people was feeling at that time in the environment that they was in. And they was expressing that over the mic and through the DJing and b-boying and tagging and all that. That's
Can
what culture is a way of life and your expression of the way of life.
I think you cannot call someone is not black a culture vulture if they grew up in the shit.
I agree.
Or
I agree with
who
that.
can we say was not inspired by hip hop?
Now
Right.
see that one is a tricky one. You know, inspired, you could be from anywhere, from any type of demographic and be inspired by something. You know what I'm saying? We seen a lot of quote unquote so-called culture voters that was inspired by hip hop come in, you know, do that little thing, exploit the culture, get their money, and then they go back to their suburban neighborhood, you know, like
Give an example.
Bubba Sparks, Mark Wahlberg, you know what I mean? The whole Marky Mark shit, you know what I mean? So those
What do you so they have to be from they can't be from the suburbs?
That's a good question. You know what I'm saying? I can't really answer that. You know what I'm saying?
Because that is a slippery slope, when you think about it, because you have black people that are from the suburbs.
That's true.
So that means that you have to you excluding them from being able to be a part of hip hop if you use being from the suburbs as a criteria for somebody.
But the thing it'd be people from the suburbs who try to pretend and act as if they from the city or from the so-called tough neighborhoods or whatever the streets or whatever the case may be. Because you know what I'm saying?
So that's just like a fake gangster then, fake hood motherfucker. That's not necessarily a hip hop culture vulture.
And I was gonna ask y'all, can a culture vulture be black, or you know, can you have a black culture vulture?
Absolutely. I think
there's
black people are the biggest culture vultures in this country. Me personally.
And you know the reason why I feel like a lot of black people in hip hop are culture vultures is
I don't mean just in hip hop. I mean black people, period.
Yeah, but because it's hip hop, I'm keeping it in there. Okay. So this is the reason why I think that a lot of black people can be culture vultures is because of a lot of you have oftentimes where you have these rappers that push certain messages that they don't actually live, and they knowing that they could come into the rap game and they could make money after spewing out from spewing ignorance that is actually doing damage to our community. But they knowing they don't really live these lives that they're talking about. They come in to make their money. And those are the ones that I feel like are more culture vultures that come in, make their money, and they go back to their suburban home, or they raise their kids a certain type of way, and they live a certain type of lifestyle, but they try to capitalize off of hip hop.
So is that more of an exploiter?
Exploitation is being a culture vulture.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Yeah,
so I can give an example. If we're gonna give examples, let's give examples. Future does not do drugs.
Right. So to me, he's a culture vulture.
And he
I
rap
heard him
about
say
that
he
shit
do
all the time.
drugs though. I heard him say he do drugs though.
He
I heard him say he
always
don't.
rap about doing drugs, but he don't in real
He
life.
don't.
He
Yeah, on
don't do drugs.
that
He
it's
don't
a
pop pills.
real. He was talking about the Tony Montana song. He was like, I was so high I could barely talk and this and that.
Well,
Maybe
I said
weed.
he's not a pill popper. He
Yeah.
I mean, I
probably
don't
smoke
know.
weed.
The
Well,
way he
weed. I'm
described
talking
being
about like
high, he wasn't
syrup.
talking about weed.
I'm talking about serving pills.
Yeah,
I
he
heard,
wasn't.
he say he don't do the shit.
I mean, he might have been. I mean, you know, I don't know. I ain't about to get all into that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying he's an example of somebody who exploiting.
But we don't know if he really don't do. He could have just been telling the person who was asking him that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we
It
can
ain't
only
none of
go
your
by
business.
what he said.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. I've heard him say that he does do drugs. That's what I'm saying. Like I've heard him say I'm high as
Some people
hell.
call weed
In an
drugs.
interview, not in no rap song. I'm talking about in like an interview talking.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as the definition, like pretty much, I'm with you, brother. Too. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much broke it down, and just to break it down real simple, it's just a faker. You know what I'm saying? If you faking that you was from here and you from this life, you know what I'm saying? And you come rapping about it, then you go back home and you living a whole different life. You from a whole different life, and that's a culture vulture. You know what I'm saying?
What I will
in
add
hip
though
hop
too is the vulture part come from like having I see in the comments somebody said having power. You know what I'm saying? Like having power to do certain things and push certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like the artist has a certain amount of power. I will give them that. They have a certain responsibility, of course. But the main people who had a power are the people who control the record labels and control the music stores, and they own. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they all basically the same people. You feel what I'm saying?
This is my thing, y'all.
They
This
making
why-
money off of, you know what I'm saying, exploiting black people and black culture when they don't really care about black culture or pushing the culture the right way. And what his intentions was is just about making money. And that's where, you know, the battle come from people who like, you know what I'm saying, the culture in its pure form and then the culture making money, which, you know what I'm saying, it's like both you benefit from both, but at what cost though? You know what I'm saying?
I never gave a damn about the culture vulture shit because I know niggas ain't gonna do shit about it. Because if niggas was really gave a damn about it, they would have stopped it at the Beastie Boys. Them some motherfucking non-hood, none of that shit's weird ass white, drunk ass white boys ain't got shit to do with hip hop. Was inspired, but then Rick Rubin, another white boy, culture vulture, picked them up and signed them, and niggas loved them, embraced them, and niggas went on about their business, bro.
Hey, I was
But
gonna ask.
Beastie
I
Boys
was gonna ask
rapping.
y'all. I was gonna ask y'all who was the first culture vultures? You know what I'm saying?
Beastie, to me, the Beastie Boys.
That's what I think. Was it Beastie Boys or Rick Rubin? You know what I'm saying?
I say the people
or the Jewish record labels that the niggas sold hip hop to. This shit been out our hands. Yeah. We ain't control this shit. It's just a waste of time. Niggas. Go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead. My bad. I wasn't trying to.
Niggas be biased, bro. It just depends on if you like a motherfucker, if they sound like the shit you like. Niggas just talking bad about Khaled don't say nothing about albums at all. They be waiting on it. You see that new Alchemist and such? Yo, God, that nigga out. You know, they be on that shit. But since it's DJ Khaled, the purists, they get mad. Oh, well, he's a culture vulture. You know what I'm saying? Right. Niggas didn't say nothing about third base. Right. They love that shit. They jam that shit. And it's just, should be some fake ass shit to me, bro.
Yeah,
I don't get into it because we can't stop it. Hip hop is worldwide. Matter of fact, world pop culture is hip hop.
That's true.
That's true.
Right.
So anybody can get it. Anybody can make money off of it. It is what it is. We dropped the ball when we could have controlled it, and we didn't. So now we have DJ Khaled and whoever Mark, whatever the fuck his name is, Mac Miller,
Eminem.
So, let me ask y'all this because this is what I wonder too, and y'all hear me out. Don't judge me. I actually think that a lot of times when certain people get called a culture vulture, it is because they come in the game, they actually be really good at what it is that they do. They be better than what quote unquote will be considered their peers a lot of times. And so I think that jacket get placed on their back because people hate to accept the fact that a non-black person came in the game and ended up being better at them in the game that they created. I actually feel like that sometimes.
You know what? It's probably some people out there that's like that. You know what I'm saying? There's probably some motherfuckers out there that's their whole motivation for hate shit like that. But
Here's
you know,
an honesty test. When I first heard a Beastie Boys song, I liked it and thought they was black. When I first heard Ice Ice Baby, I liked it. I thought he was black. When I first heard Paul Wall, I love this shit. I thought he was black. So I can't sit here and say they was making trash because I liked the shit before I knew what race they was.
right.
The shit, and
So my question though, like when you say like people like they sold rap off, right? How did they get? Who sold it off, and how did they sell it off? You know what I'm saying? Because
I'm just
like
using, I don't mean sold it off. I mean they didn't take the ownership position.
Right. Yeah,
They came in as looking for yeah.
But how? But I was gonna say this because like it was created like in the streets, at like partying. How was it ever a chance for them to commercialize it on the like they can only do it on their own, or was it they got to go to the labels for like you know what I'm saying? Because
I think it's a lack of knowledge, a lack of the music industry game, and to them going to sign with white people was the thing to do.
Hey, and I think
right.
for black people in general, man, it's just the love. We always do shit for the love. Like we first thing that come to our mind ain't about exploiting our people and trying to get some money off of them. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we make something, we want to share it. We want to share it with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
yeah.
they first nature, their nature period is just to, oh, I see that shit. I'm about to exploit that, and let me see what I can do with it. You know what I mean? So I think part of it is just black people and our nature. You know what I'm saying?
And let me address this Hopkins rush in the comments bothering me. Okay,
you like Fergie?
Is a Fergie fan. Let's talk about it.
Fuck with Fergie.
We on the internet just say anything, but I do like Fergie though.
Fergie has some jams.
Check it out.
Yeah, but my point in asking that question was though because like was it more so that they didn't, like you say, lack of knowledge? Was they more so like exploited, just like all the other genres we could go back in history? You know what I'm saying?
All of that.
Artists,
I think all of it.
Very few of them knew the business. You know what I'm saying? Like very few. You know what I'm saying?
Look, so that leads into DJ Vlad, right? So he was one of the first people on YouTube to kind of do this whole little platform as far as interviewing rappers and bringing motherfuckers who we never heard talk, you know what I'm saying, to the camera and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but he had the resources to do it, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. And, it's just like TikTok. Like with us, we're going to look at some shit like TikTok and we having fun with the shit. You know what I'm saying? When everybody else, they making money and they're trying to do business with the shit. You know what I'm saying?
And Vlad certified in Oakland from what I heard.
I don't know about that.
I've heard he was around all the shit. He just didn't come on the scene and be like, I can sell niggas culture.
Yeah, but at the same time though, as far as this whole YouTube game, you know what I'm saying, he was the first one, you know what I'm saying, and I can't knock him for taking advantage of it, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, we gotta recognize what's really going on because he's one of the biggest culture vultures to me because he exploit everybody's stories, everybody past for views and shit like that, and that's a big ass culture vulture to me. You know what I'm saying, whether you white or black.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You're saying, okay, so Vlad, actually, there's this thing called the Vlad format where anybody that's doing podcasts and YouTube or whatever, how he chop up them videos and we already have the interview, chop it up. That's the Vlad format. Yeah. So for me, I feel as though his platform was able to give a voice to a lot of artists that we hadn't heard, or bring us up to speed on artists that we were familiar with, but it's bits and parts of that story that we were unaware of. Also, he basically, with like watching him throughout the years, you're able to get in here on YouTube and play that same game because you have the formula. So a lot of people call Vlad, and I'm just playing devil's advocate right now. A lot of people called Vlad a culture vulture, and the people who get onto his platform, they have the right to not answer a certain question. They really when I notice for some reason a lot of black people when they're talking to a white person and they feel like a white person is interested in them, they start to give more information than is necessary. Some of that stuff Vlad don't even be asking them folks. They because they like, oh, you know, we got my white homie, he's interested in me, and so they tell all their business on some first 48 type.
And just to counter that though, Deasia, don't act like Vlad and crackers don't know that.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
They don't know that.
And
they know that shit.
And honestly, they got manipulative tactics and questions that they use. They train for that. Like even interviewers, people on the news, it ain't police, they train them in that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's
what
a tactic
manipulative
that they use.
question Vlad done ask somebody though?
Oh, he asks a whole bunch of manipulative questions. He do that shit all the time.
Yeah,
if the nigga down there ain't smart enough to know that he's being manipulated, how is that Vlad's fault?
I ain't saying it was his fault.
It's not his fault.
Just don't answer. Yeah,
it's not his fault, but let's not act like he's naive to what he's doing.
Right, and then a lot of times the motherfuckers, who he be acting like he this big hip hop head and he knows all this shit. A lot of times he don't even be knowing shit about the motherfuckers he be interviewing. He just trying to pull some motherfucking information out of them and pull some stories out of them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, to be honest, if you're in something like that, you don't necessarily. That's the point of the interview.
Nah, but it's certain shit.
You don't have to go in on everything.
No, I feel you, but it's certain shit he be acting like he know. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? I just be peeping shit. Go ahead.
Another thing is to piggyback on what you were saying, James, about we come in with a different mind state, right? We are not taught to be owners. The majority of black people are taught to be consumers, creators, and give it away. Yeah. Cracker kids are taught to be owners. So I was mad when I seen the top 10 highest paid DJs in hip hop. None of them were black.
That shit fucks with me, though. That
fucks with me. That bothers me. But they're taught different. How you doing, Baba? Man, come to the show.
What up, hip hop school?
They don't control the money though, so you know what I'm saying. That's understandable because black people don't. They might spend the most money, but they don't control who get paid the most money.
Yeah, but it's like, how can you get mad?
You gotta think about venues when you think about DJs.
How can you get mad about some people having an owner mentality when okay, for instance, I be saying stuff like this on social media where a white person end up doing something, or a person of another race, they'll end up doing something and they'll make money from something. And then black people will be like, well, why we ain't do this? Or
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at them coming in and the owner.
A black person will see that this is happening and it's possible to own certain things and won't put in the effort to own it. You know how many times a nigga done got online and said it needs to be 12 or it needs to be 2 or more of us gathered together and we need to go buy some land. Ain't now nigga bought a patch of grass yet. We need to go buy some land,
Right.
Nobody bought a patch of grass yet. And it's
yeah. It's some that do. Those that do, those that don't.
Shit, I own land.
Yeah, those that do, those that don't. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is in any group. You know, I think when you call out something that's messed up, it's not necessarily anger. I think sometimes it's misinterpreted as anger. Just because it's a criticism or pointed out, don't mean it's coming from a place of anger or the person is mad. You know, we can criticize people without being mad.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I said it fucks with me. It fucks with me. It fucks with me the whole DJ thing because this is something that we created from our.
But when you talking about high paid DJs, though, you talking about venues, though, right?
I'm just saying.
So you talking about the DJs that's getting hired to go to Dubai and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's more about venues than anything. Yeah, they getting the top venues, and that's about relationships and connections. Yeah, that's about relationship and connections, you know. But I was saying in the chat, y'all, there's a difference between culture appropriation and culture vultures.
Break it down.
You know what I'm saying? Like white folks and other folk that come up around us, they're appropriating culture, just like we appropriate culture. When you go to work and you know, hello, hi, and you get all nasally and shit. you're appropriating culture. You know what I'm saying? That means you're taking it on, you're dressing up in it to move around in it, but not necessarily exploiting it. You know what I'm saying? But then the culture vultures are usually people who you don't even see them a lot. This is just my opinion, you know, but they're there to set the stage, finance it, build and make money off of it, but they dip away from it. You know what I'm saying? When it's convenient for them to dip away from it. Like Leo Cohen is a culture vulture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna finance. He want that shit. He want that gangster shit. He called sex and violence sales. And then when the shit hit the fan, like with Young Thug, they send the blackface to court to testify, and then they sell the company for $400 million, and he out of there. And he been doing that since the days of Run DMC now.
Is Vlad a culture vulture in your opinion?
He a culture appropriator trying to graduate to vulture. You know, he an appropriator. He appropriate the culture, but Khaled trying to get to that.
Shots on YouTube.
What'd you say?
Vlad called a lot of shots with YouTube though, for sure.
Yeah, well, you know, Leo Cohen has stock. He's one of the minority owners in YouTube. So the same cat that's been pulling the strings behind the scenes in hip hop is also pulling the strings on YouTube. These algorithms are not accidents. This ain't pure. Like the shit with all the views and that's popping up. That's not happening organically. This is capitalism, man. You don't leave nothing to chance in capitalism.
So are we is this a conspiracy?
Nah, it's just mad. It's just mad. Nigga ain't got nothing to do with conspiracy. It's just mad.
That has to be a conspiracy. You're saying people are manipulating the views.
They are. That's a fact.
Man, I know a site you can go to and buy some views right now. So, anybody can manipulate views.
So Finesse 2 times.
That's the whole industry.
30 million people ain't viewing Finesse 2 times video.
I have no idea. I'm just saying. I have no idea. But I'm telling you that there are players in the business that know how to affect the algorithm because they're controlling the platform. The platform ain't pure. That's all I'm saying. I don't know who as far as specifics, you know what I'm saying, but I know people who buy views. Now I do know that. Well, and I know companies that sell them.
Y'all can say what y'all want, but when y'all see DeAsia on Vlad TV telling all my business about how the wolf pussy started and ended, I don't want to hear nothing. I'm gonna get on that motherfucker.
Yeah, man. Like, people do what they do, but stuff is what it is.
Telling me all my bad. Call me. I got some tips. You know what I'm saying? I got some tips on some niggas and everything. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna tell it all? Telling those niggas.
I'm telling.
Hey, somebody gonna always eat.
Somebody else's.
It's gonna always be somebody gonna eat. Like you gonna always have somebody. It's gonna always be somebody that's gonna eat. That's just what it is. But that don't change what the situation is. Just because it might make sense to do it. You know, Vlad he's an obvious culture vulture. That's just obvious. That's not, you know, got to get mad and ain't no anger. Nigga, that's obvious. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious that he eating off a culture that he really ain't got shit to do with outside of, you know, who he choose to lay with. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. When Vlad go home, he's a culture vulture. Man, when Vlad go home, he a Ukrainian. Okay,
he's not journaling about this. Is what make him a culture vulture. He's not journaling about his own culture. Hip hop is not his culture.
Right.
I know it's not his culture.
And he know who gonna interview. He know who to interview. He got ears on the streets. He know when it's a beef going on, how to get one side on there, the other side to generate views. It ain't personal. I ain't calling him no racist. He a capitalist. He got money. He get money in it. But he's vulturing.
Let me ask you this, Bob. Let me ask you this. You know, I catch a lot of slack for my fondness of Paul Wall. Paul Wall be the people's champ coming down. Mental Son is in the comments. He wants to know what about Paul Wall? Is he a culture vulture?
No, Paul Wall's one of the best culture appropriators to ever walk the planet Earth. He appropriate the hell out of black culture.
I'll take it.
He appropriate the hell out of black culture. You know what I'm saying? But Paul Wall stay black even when he leave the studio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think Paul Wall sneak off nowhere and just be a white boy.
But
he can't really.
But you
I'd
know,
be surprised. But he is unappropriated.
I said it all depends on who you like and who you don't like. We're going to be contradicting ourselves, right? For me, I contradict myself because the white boy that do the comedy, he a Paul Wall, and I can't stand that motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
What's his name? The one that got the black wife?
Gary Owens.
Gary Owens.
Yeah, I hate that motherfucker with a passion, but he ain't nothing but a comedy Paul Wall.
Yeah,
that's true.
I like Gary Owens.
Yeah. But Gary Owens still be white though.
I'm a culture vulture, and Eminem is not a culture vulture. You know what I'm saying? The thing is,
I don't think
Eminem is not
boy.
He's not even a culture appropriator. Like
he's definitely an appropriator.
Nah, not to the extent of a Paul Wall.
No. Like, he's not as black as Paul Wall.
You actually can associate Eminem
right.
with
I think Eminem is a culture vulture.
He's definitely an appropriator though.
Not register as white to me at all.
Right, we get what you're saying.
Eminem is a culture vulture though, because he try to act like he really like from the city and he ain't from Detroit like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing.
I ain't saying he ain't.
This is personal with you, man. This is personal because he's from Detroit.
It is, yo.
This is a majority black city, and the first rapper to get on is a white boy.
Is that Eminem's fault?
Hey, but this the thing about Eminem though. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't necessarily call him a culture vulture, but he did use the city and the city's reputation. The city's reputation. He took that whole but he took that whole thing as credibility.
8 Mile was a culture vulture movie.
Hey,
Wait a minute, rewind. What reputation? We ain't know nothing about Detroit before Eminem. What reputation preceded y'all? Motown?
Motown and Eminem. Was that what?
Everybody
Detroit is Detroit.
Hey, look, y'all sound like some men with paper sack asses, because how y'all gonna sit up here and tell this man he can't rep his city?
No, I ain't said that. No, check it out.
He's not from Detroit. He's from Hazel Park or over there.
Yeah, he's trying to represent black Detroit.
Hey, but this is the thing though. When that nigga got on, he didn't put nobody on that he didn't eat from. It was a whole bunch of rappers in the city that he could have put on. He could have hopped on their shit. He could have brought on their shit. The only people that he put on was his own crew, which was cool. I get that. That was cool. Other than that, that was it.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you,
he was making money off that shit.
To be honest, back then, it wasn't nobody worth putting on.
Hey, it was a whole bunch of motherfuckers.
Detroit just got that buzz that is necessary. Like, even right now, y'all.
Nah, man.
Why you think we growing up now? Them the young offspring of the OGs.
Exactly.
Boys, Street Lords, Lodge Boys, May West. You crazy?
Hey, man, I'm gonna tell y'all, man. I'm being nice. I'm being nice, but really, every cracker engaged in hip hop as culture vulture vibes and have to vulture off the culture, because you might do the music, but you ain't had the experience. Our culture, everything about us is infused inside of the music that we create. And if you haven't had that experience, it's just like white boys who go and they try to sing the blues. They be looking silly to motherfucker. They might learn the notes and can sing it, but the blues ain't really in them because they ain't really lived it. You know what I'm saying?
Tell nobody the blues ain't Billy Ray Cyrus.
Man, the motherfuckers ain't feeling that shit. They ain't feeling it's a difference, bro. The experience is different. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but hip hop is like hip hop now is a little more, it's more watered down, it's been commercialized, that sort of thing. But the essence of the culture is black culture. Only reason why they called it hip hop is because they saw the potential to get white money. That's it. Them East Coast, this is black music. Hip hop is spawns from black culture, and it is what it is. It is what it is. And yeah, Paul Wall, man, yeah, he vulturing because he can take them earrings out, that grill out, and go be white any day you want to.
The Black
And
Power
get
guy
a gang of
inside
white
you
privilege
kicked in.
with.
You was there with Power Wall just for a second. Then you grabbed your unk and rejuvenated and got
Somebody got a rep on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got it's a lot of fence straddling going on. So I said, let me just go and get on the side of the fence. You know what I'm saying? And let me go and get on the side of the fence, man, and say, yeah, man, they vulturing. Vlad is just like the Arab at the corner store. He gonna let you sell dope in the parking lot, but when the laws come, he an innocent bystander.
Somebody said that Paul Wall is RBG.
Hey, that's Preem.
Yeah.
Preem said that. Preem said that shit.
I've never said Power Wall was RBG.
Hey, this nigga.
I never said that. I don't say that. I'm just saying he got a little soul in him.
If he showed up at
Somewhere,
RBG
somehow,
weekend, you gonna try to hide him.
he got a little soul in him, man.
He gonna bring him out. RBG.
He's a good actor, man. He's a good actor. You know, he's an appropriator, but yeah, he done ate off of black culture like motherfucker.
Man, so y'all mean to tell me that little white boy in that video say, I got time today, cuz. Man, that nigga's not acting, nigga down for the set. That's so innocent.
Yeah.
He got killed.
He acting just like I be acting if I walk into a corporate building with a suit on. Talking like, hello, Charles, how are you today? It's the same shit.
When that nigga Power Wall said he was sitting sideways, I felt my kindred spirit with Power Wall.
You brought that white boy, and that white boy that was on that video, he got killed.
What's Paul Wall's real name anyway? It's probably Paul Magliano or some shit.
Yeah, Bernstein.
Bernstein. Oh man, he a Southern Jew.
Okay, do y'all think Cardi B is a culture vulture?
I can't say.
I've
I
heard.
really paid attention to it like that. I don't know. I can't say.
Okay, so this was my question.
That's them FBAs on that type of shit.
Like Cardi B is Afro-Latino.
Yeah,
right?
I heard she's not. I heard
Afro-Latino. Her mama from Trinidad and her daddy from.
Right.
But they both look real alike.
Have you seen Cardi B's natural hair? Her hair nappier than mine.
Whoa, ma'am. Bring it down a notch. I've seen her hair.
Okay.
So do we? So we saying Puerto Ricans didn't have no part of creating hip hop?
Right, because a lot of people from New York. Right, a lot of people from New York say that. A lot of people say that.
Y'all not gonna run over to Puerto Rico and then dodge the Caribbean and try to give them some credit. You know what I'm saying? Let's
right.
No.
I'm saying,
was Cardi B, ain't she Puerto Rican or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cardi B's not Puerto Rican. She Dominican and Trinidadian.
Let's go to the source. Mental Son is an Afro-Latino. Mental Son is Cardi B and Fat Joe Afro-Latinos. Put it in the comments.
And he from New York.
And he from New York.
Because somebody is from a particular.
Y'all know what other cultures call black don't match what we call black. Like you go to Latin America and they'll call somebody black that we'll call Latino, but they'll say they black or they'll say they Afro-Brazilian.
They Afro-Latino.
Yeah, they are. But what I'm saying, they wouldn't be called black here. Like what we call, like you go to Brazil, they got like 32 different racial classifications. You know what I'm saying? So we have different definitions. So Cardi B is black where she from. You know what I'm saying? But she might show up here and we say you not black. You know what I'm saying? So
Mental Son say they're white Dominicans and black. It's white Dominicans, then it's black Dominicans.
Yeah.
Because of the European colonization. But I'm saying ain't black don't mean like you got African origins somewhere in your ancestry, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that would make Dominicans, except for the ones that's the European ones. And
the Dominicans don't be claiming that shit.
You said what?
Some Dominicans don't be claiming.
No, that don't. Just because you don't claim it, I'm just saying like
nationalities or ethnicities or something. It's not your race.
Right. But when you go, yeah, but when you go back to the origin of hip hop of hip hop, they always said it was created from black and brown kids and teenagers. They always say black and brown and you know.
Well, I actually feel like this when it comes to that. I feel like any like marginalized minority group, you know what I'm saying, if they're Afro, Latino or whatever, I don't feel like they could actually be a culture vulture. because the things that they experience is similar to the same things, like even over there or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
The same kind of things that we experience here, we just in different places experiencing it though. They be coming out the slums. They come out slums way worse than ours. Let's be very clear.
So I look at Puerto Ricans and like Dominicans and shit. Like I look at them as like kind of like us, you know what I'm saying, to a certain degree. Of course, I know it's some that don't like black people per se, you know.
Some of us that don't like it.
You know what I'm saying? Some that relate to the struggle, like, and then even in jail, Puerto Ricans when the shit on the flow, they side with it. You know what I'm saying?
I think the shit is a waste of fucking time. I think the whole conversation is just, it's nothing we can do to stop this shit at this point.
And is it important to stop it? Like, what's the?
Why would you want? Yeah, you need to stop it.
Why does it need to be stopped? Hip hop is worldwide.
Right. So I don't understand why Saturday morning I ain't finna listen to that Culture Vulture DJ Clad.
But no, it ain't really about stopping it. It's just about like
standing up for whatever you believe in, you know.
Yeah, getting the like how they was trying to. They say Jay Prince and them was starting the distribution company back in the day, and then it got you know, the feds or whatever broke it up. But like, you know, we just got to push the line, and somebody got to just take the hit.
Yeah, man, that's it. It's other things going on, man.
Yeah, push forward. You know what I'm saying, and take control of the culture to a degree. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's even more easier now with YouTube and all that type of stuff. It's way more. You just take the support of the people.
I think that black people have been so used to like not being in control, and so it's this thing that we deal with. Certain things we want to contain. We be wanting to contain things, but then we also be wanting it to be noticed. You can't have it both ways. It's kind of like when with the Juneteenth thing, when we would be talking down on each other about, oh, you don't celebrate Juneteenth, but you celebrate the 4th of July, all that type of shit, right? But soon as everybody started being aware of it, and it's like, well, y'all never was celebrating Juneteenth until they started selling ice cream in Walmart. It's like, come on. And it's the same thing with hip hop. It's like we've been pushing it so much, and it done blew up. To everybody is aware of it. Hip hop is very young. It was a fight to even like have it played on the radio. It was a point in time when they were saying hip hop would not survive. Hip hop has stood.
I'm just tired of the crybaby sucking my titty. Niggas just be crying.
Look, man, like, real players are out here just vying for ownership. A lot of times when cats like Jay and others are tripping and yelling culture vulture and going after these crackers, they trying to make a play. Like real owners try to make a play. They have a vested interest. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is a lot of times. Same like when you mentioned Juneteenth, other things like that. It's all about where your vested interests are. Some people just operating on emotion. They fans and they consumers.
Every time
other people trying to make moves.
We're gonna find a complaint. If hip hop wasn't being recognized, if it wasn't being played,
well, we ain't gonna all ever agree on nothing together.
Now we're complaining about trying to contain it. It's just not.
It ain't about containing it. It's about having ownership in it, though. Like,
man, whoever, if you trying to make money in it, you're supposed to complain about the current condition.
Nobody is stopping black people from having ownership in hip hop at this point. Like, what's stopping?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
If you're gonna have
owners now. Way more owners.
But if you're gonna have ownership, you got to be a short and talk shit about the current owners. It ain't no kumbaya. If you're gonna take it over, you got to make the motherfuckers that running it look bad. That's just a part of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, they gotta stop going over by who house they be over. Mark Mark Cuban?
Mark Rubin.
Mark Rubin. I'm talking about. They gotta stop going to Mark Rubin's brunches and stuff or whatever. They gotta get on here and say Elf Mark Rubin. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they
Rick Rubin. I don't even know who Mark Rubin is.
Mark Rubin, they might say Mark Cuban. That's the football. Sports. The Mavericks. I'm the Mavericks person.
That was Rick Rubin. Had him out dressed in white and stuff.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, East Coast rap been owned by Jews. Been owned by Jews since the beginning.
West Coast
You know what
too.
I'm saying? Yeah,
West Coast too.
yeah. East Coast rap been owned by Jews. Getting real black ownership in hip hop really started in the South.
Facts.
Okay, pig meat. What's his name? Pig meat.
Here we go.
I ain't talking about no pig meat Markham and shit. I'm talking about ownership, owning the labels in hip hop. That really started in South.
Just being the devil's advocate, it still had to go through white ownership to be distributed, though. Let's just
But
not
they
act
control.
like
Well, now until
100% independently owned by black
the
people.
person that bucked that was Master P. He was the first one to get a distribution deal where he got 85%, and then the white distributors got 15%. Before that, it was the other way around. So in the beginning in the South, we had to distribute our own music because the white distribution companies wouldn't even touch us.
See, the same way here in Detroit, so we understand. It just ain't.
Man, Detroit ain't did nothing like that.
Here we go.
I don't know why he keeps throwing Detroit into everything. Y'all are not.
Y'all ain't did
nothing groundbreaking outside.
We have a great underground. We got a great underground
scene.
Right. We got a great underground music scene.
T Grizzly play video games now.
Getting money.
What they got to do with me?
Getting money.
And I ain't pumping the South up too much trouble. Them white boys would have put us on. We took the check too, but they wasn't putting Southern hip hop on. So hip hop in the South had to own. So you had Tony Draper, you had Master P, you had Jay Prince. All that they had to do it. They had to do it.
Luke, you had Luke too.
But the Vultures was already all that shit. LL Cool J, all that stuff you heard on the radio, that was already vultured out.
Dominique I Am Hotep said this show gonna make me start back rapping. I'm feeling the spirit again. There you go.
That's my nigga. That's my nigga right there. He be spitting too.
And if y'all are
he betrayed me. I don't fuck with Dominic. He betrayed me.
If y'all are watching it, y'all haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you like the show, hit the like button.
Nah, Dominic be jamming. He nice with it.
Yeah. Share the show and tag everybody till they block you.
Yeah. That's crazy. We contribute a lot to hip hop.
Hey, but listen though. I think we did contribute the biggest culture vulture in so-called hip hop though.
Oh, who is that?
Kid Rock. Kid Rock to me, you know what I'm saying? Because he when he came out, he was talking about.
I hate that nigga.
Man, me too.
Yeah.
No, that's what I say.
Oh yeah, he here from Detroit, ain't? I keep forgetting.
Detroit.
He claimed Detroit.
They're trying to put him in the suburb.
But yeah, no, he from way out of the suburb.
Not
even
from
way out.
I forgot about that. I gotta put that in my pistol, man.
But you know what I'm saying? Kid Rock came out with this little rap shit, this little rap and rock shit. Then this nigga come with the whole Confederate flag at the show.
White boys dominate Michigan.
You know what I'm saying? So you gonna come rapping the whole black culture. You know what I'm saying? Participating in a black culture. Then you come with the Confederate flag at the shows and saying fuck that shit. I ain't taking it down.
Kid Rock is
that's the biggest culture vulture.
From no Detroit, bro. I don't know.
He's from Michigan. That's good enough for me.
He's about
George Bush is from
an hour away.
But say y'all, I gotta go, man. I gotta go. I appreciate the school, man. I just do want to say I don't appreciate some of the things that some of the cultures do. I don't like the Vlad formula, you know what I'm saying? Got the little black dudes out here doing their vlogs and I'm out in the country and these little niggas is interviewing each other and shooting each other out here in the country too.
You weren't worried about the culture when you were writing for Vanilla Ice.
What you say?
When you were writing for
the right price, I'll make anybody tight, nigga. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll write for an alien. I don't give a damn. Them checks be good. You know what I'm saying? So I'll help you appropriate all day long. All day long. How to Be Black by me. Come to HooverAcademy.com. I'll show you.
All right, Bob. All right, man. I'm appreciate you, brother.
Yeah,
later.
Sure. All right, now.
How to Be Black 101. The cool.
But yeah, that's to me that was one of the biggest culture for this Kid Rock. You know what I'm saying?
Hate that whole ass nigga too, man.
MC Search from Third Base, man.
Hate that shit. Man, I hate all of them except Power Wow. I ain't gonna lie.
Listen, man. Hey, that motherfucker came on the radio. He was on the radio out here, like hosting the show for a while, man. That shit ain't last for.
I need to be an exorcism. I need to do an exorcism.
No more than a year.
Now, you need to do
got that nigga about the radio.
Bath for cleanse align your chakra for get beat up Probably just need your ass.
Naming all the white boys from Michigan, man. They ain't from
he ain't from here. He ain't from here. He from New York. But remember,
we already got to deal with Eminem. We ain't about to deal with no goddamn
Kid Rock.
Kid Rock ain't nowhere near from Detroit, bro.
Nah,
he from Michigan.
He from like an hour away.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's pretty much Detroit, man.
Michigan big as hell.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that when it comes to hip hop, if they make good music, I'm with it. I don't trip off that. Like I've never been one of those people.
I can't hear it. I can't listen to it like that. It's just the way they, you know what I'm saying? It's just the shit they say. They don't sound right trying to sound like us, is what it is.
If they trying to sound like us, then yeah, but like that's just okay, back to Paul Wall.
They can't do nothing but try to sound like us. It's our culture.
Exactly. That's the whole thing, right?
You know they don't have to. Eminem don't sound like us.
That motherfucker Action Bronson sounds just like Ghostface Killer. Big fat.
Yeah, he sounds just like that motherfucker though. But I can't really fuck. And then what's my man from?
I ain't never listened to that shit in my life.
Adam 22 from No Jumper. He one of the niggas.
And then that one Jadakiss be on his nuts. Skelly, Smelly, Telly.
Millie.
And that shit trash to me, man.
Yeah,
what's the other one from Philly? It's one from Philly. What's his name?
Army of Pharaohs.
No, something. Damn, what's his name? I can't think of his name. He's from Philly though. His name, he rap, he a white rapper.
Been a lot, man. Been a lot.
Vanilla Millie's.
Yeah,
the white rapper from Philly, Mills or something like that.
I just know Jadakiss be he really be on the nuts tough.
So I hope y'all was able to digest what is a culture vulture and what actually isn't a culture vulture. And I would just, in summary, it just sounds like it just depends on what you like and who you like. That's what it sounds like.
It's about how they treat the culture.
Yeah.
It's about how they treat the culture. Like if you show respect to the culture that you in, then you're not a culture vulture. You might be appropriating the culture.
So give me an example of one who doesn't show respect to the culture.
Somebody like Vlad.
Okay, we got Vlad. It's Khaled.
See how I ain't finna keep.
You said Khaled? Do he pay respect to the culture? I believe, and I mean on the outside looking in to a degree, yeah. He kind of annoying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
raise up off that nigga Khaled then, goddamn it.
Now y'all finna raise up off Vlad. Y'all ain't finna get beat because I heard and I can't.
In my mind, like he putting
Vlad and Adam 22.
He bringing black people to his platform, which is a large platform. You know what I'm saying, and letting them make music. I don't know the percentages and how they get paid and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's another part of it. But as far as just bringing them to his platform and you know what I'm saying, they like he just manipulating, you know what I'm saying, on the outside, like I said, on the outside looking in, you know what I'm saying, he worked with a lot of people, like you say, you hear certain things about him in Miami and in certain places, you know what I'm saying, so like,
and whether we like it or not, man, these folks love that shit. Remember the white girl did the little baby shit word for word, and niggas praised her, invited her to the barbecue.
Yeah,
but she do that shit word for word, and niggas be like, that's mumble rap, I can't understand it. White bitch knew it word for word.
Yeah, I
told y'all I was at the Gucci Mane concert. Every white person knew every word to all his shit. I'm talking about the old Gucci in the trap, cooking rocks. They knew that shit word for motherfucking word.
There's nothing wrong with them loving our culture.
No, it's not. It's not. I don't think there's nothing wrong.
Because we like shit. I like shit from different cultures. You know
I like all kinds of music. I like country music. I like heavy metal. I like the symphony or the orchestra. I like classical music. I like romanticism, avant-garde. It don't. I like all music. Like seriously, I like. Only thing I don't like is that emo stuff. But I listen to me some heavy metal.
But listen though, you'll be looking like a fool trying to put on some heavy metal shit, a bunch of leather with a mohawk and shit, and trying to go in there and talking about you from heavy metal culture. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of
black people.
You got some people that say that's black culture too, though. They be like, shit, black people had a part in starting a lot of that shit, like all that shit.
True.
And it's like if it's something that I'm into, I don't see the problem with if I like if I'm a heavy metal girl and I'm into that or whatever.
That's cool.
And I wanna dress that way and I'm hanging out. What's the issue? That's
no,
the reason
I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about actually going and trying to make the music and saying that you was from a heavy metal culture and you know what I'm saying. When you
well,
from
that don't mean you from the culture because Jada Pinkett Smith had ended up doing her rock band called Wicked or something like that. She had a rock band. I mean, or
I feel hypocritical as a black person calling other cultures culture vultures. Cause we some culture vulture motherfuckers, man.
Yeah,
every day, all day.
Man,
every day, all day, bro.
Wear Chinese bangs and chopsticks in our head, kimonos.
Niggas getting Brazilian weaves,
Brazilian waxes.
Nigga get a haircut called a Caesar. That's Julius Caesar haircut.
Brazilian asses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Niggas get mohawks. That's some cracker shit to me. All right, nigga. Show me in Africa where niggas had mohawks before crackers. I shut up.
I feel like, and this is to be perfectly honest with you, I've always had an interest.
Terrible, man.
I've always had an interest in different cultures, right? I've always
stepped over the line, man. My bad.
I've always had an interest in different cultures, and I've been able to appreciate different cultures.
No, that's good. Yeah, that's
now. My thing is this. I don't feel like it's anything wrong for people from different cultures celebrating other cultures. I don't think anything is wrong with that. People just have to do it respectfully. They're just like, okay, when Cinco de Mayo come up or it's Halloween or something, like Mexicans don't like when people be walking around and they sombreros and all that kind of stuff, and it's just like it's cultural appropriation, or you making our people look like some characters, or it's Halloween, it's cosplay or something, and you dressing up like a Native American, like it's something to play with. If you're not actually disrespecting people's culture, I don't feel like it's anything wrong with partaking in their culture and just appreciating and enjoying yourself. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I hear you.
When you wear suit and tie, when niggas put on suit and ties, that's European culture.
My whole thing be like, we like celebrate they shit, but like we hold they shit in a high regard, but our shit we look at as like it's nothing, it's like it's beneath us because it's ours. You know what I'm saying? When it should be the opposite. When we should hold high, we should have our own traditions in high regard, or whatever the case it may be. If somebody from us, that's us, create something and we celebrate it, we should hold that in high regard instead of something that we know don't come from us.
The only thing that I don't like how we do is we be mad at, like, I love being around black people because I know our mannerism, I know our behavior, I know we could look at each other and we could talk to each other without even saying anything because we just get it. And then too, I don't like when black people be trying to check another black person for the way that they talk and the things that they do or whatever. You know, you go to the barbecue and you got the auntie out there with her change purse. She gonna talk shit with the heavy ass wig on. You gonna have that's our people. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like for our people, the people who are not as successful or whatever, for those people to get the spotlight on them, it seems like black people being embarrassed from about who we are and where we come from. That's the part that I don't like.
If anybody can tell us
all the time, I'm like, I'm not a white girl. What the fuck?
If anybody should be mad, it should be Italians. Cause we stay on they nuts. That whole gangster, no snitch, that shit Italians.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Mob this.
Yo Gotti, that's an Italian. Luciano, Beanie Siegel. White Italians, man.
A lot of that shit they got from us too, though. Like as far as like the families and all that type of shit come from, you know, Africa. That shit they got that from the Moors and shit like that. So you know what I mean, like all that shit come from us. You know what I mean?
But
I get what y'all saying. I'm not disputing that. I get what y'all saying, though. I understand exactly what you're saying.
So this is a good comment, y'all. Solo said white folks ain't mad at Charlie Pride for singing country because they know they run it still. So, do you feel like black people feel like because they don't have the grips on hip hop They are not comfortable with allowing others in or accepting the fact that they're here now.
That's because they don't control whether they can be as far as, but see, that's because we only look at being in the culture if you making money off the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like being in the culture is using the culture and doing it, like, you know what I'm saying? As far as like I said, what the intentions of hip hop and what it was for, and using it right. If you make money off of it, and you do.
Well, we're not talking about the actual being a vulture anymore. It's just the fact of trying to have the reins on it and have a tight grip on it, because you feel like you're losing something because you don't actually control it. Where else in country, those people, they know that they control this. They know that they run this. They know, okay, you know what, you only got so much room to play over here. You ain't gonna go no further than what we allow.
But shit,
black people don't have that same type of power.
They don't got that power in hip hop either.
That's what I'm saying. I said in hip hop we don't have that same type of power as the country.
That's why I made, you know what I'm saying? That's why I made that point though.
Hey, but shit, nah. Hey, them motherfuckers be mad when certain black people make country music too. Remember when what's his name, Lil Nas and shit? They was mad as fuck about that shit. They was mad at the motherfucker about that shit.
Why they was mad?
Nelly, LL, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, but check this out. This is the same point that I was making earlier about when white people or people of another race, they come into hip hop and they be really good at it. The thing is, everybody that you named, they went and played around with that country and they was really good at it. They had some hits. So they like, hold on now. You can't get bigger than us. And I feel that that's the same thing that I feel like with black people with hip hop. It's like, you could come in here, you could be a guest, but you can't now shine us up in here either though. And I think that's what happened with that country music.
See, all music, I feel like all music is our culture, because when you go back to the beginning of that shit, it'd be black people that gave it to, and the white people just took it and commercialized it so they could control it, because that's what they control. They control all the commercial shit on this land. We don't control no commercial.
Talking about it in like real time. If you're talking about it in real time, like when you think about country, you're not.
No, yeah, of course, yeah, for sure. But I'm saying that's why when a person like Nelly or one of them go back and do country, it's so easy for them to be good at it, because that's our shit too.
Sometimes the shit just ain't yours no more.
But
it's just staying out no more.
I ain't fighting for country. I'm not on it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying if a black person want to do country, I'm cool with that. And I like that, you know what I'm saying? Some of that shit be cool, you know what I mean? Like it's all kind of music I can like and listen to, you know what I'm saying, of all different genres. But what I'm saying is that shit, if you go back and look at that shit, is hard. So if you
Beethoven inspired me to play the piano.
Oh Lord, now we finna start lying.
I'm just saying. I listened to classical music as a child. I love
classical music, romanticism.
Mozart.
And they say Beethoven was half black.
So I was going to say that. I heard both of them niggas was black. Mozart and Beethoven. You never know.
Hey, but that's part of the point that people don't want to lose hip hop like they lost everybody else. I think people be saying that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, we done lost rock and roll.
I get that point. I get that.
You know what I'm saying? And like you said, with the DJs, you know what I'm saying? We ain't the biggest DJs out here no more. And so now they in hip hop.
We ain't the biggest nothing, you know really. You look at it, everybody call Eminem the great rapper and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Detroit. Like I don't.
The biggest.
Like, I hate that shit. Like to me,
they call them
rapper.
The biggest. You know they call them the biggest rapper. Is what,
yeah,
you know
exactly. All that shit. Like even
some people
that might be true.
Some people call him a rap god.
Yeah.
I can't like it.
That's neither here nor there. So what with that being said, y'all, if y'all down in the comment section, try and answer the hip hop trivia question. And if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Also like the video. Keep the comments going. The hip hop trivia question is, who was the first white rapper? Again, who was the first white rapper? And like we do each and every week, we incorporate a post from the school. This week's post is, if you believe Houston has made more musical hits than Memphis, you're out of your mind. So to give y'all some context, there was this thing going back and forth where people were saying, trying to figure out which city had more hits. Was it Memphis or was it Houston? And so this person made the post, if you believe Houston has made more musical hits than Memphis, you are out of your mind. What y'all think about that? What city y'all think? I saw with you, Heezy. What city you think has the most hits, Memphis or Houston?
Tulsa.
Quit saying Tulsa. Y'all know I don't like that.
It's close. It's definitely close, but I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna say hits. I would probably say Houston. You know what I'm saying? Just on the mainstream hits level, I would have to go with Houston because you got Ghetto Boys with their hits, Scarface. You know what I'm saying? You got like you said earlier, Travis Scott. You got Megan Thee Stallion. You know they got hits.
Who said that?
Preem said that earlier. You know what I'm saying? So. And then when you look at Memphis, who you got? I got hits out of Memphis though. It was on the main street.
Please don't act like that. You don't know one.
I mean, you got A-Ball, MJG.
You acting like it's
you got A-Ball, MJG, and you got 3-6 Mafia. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Ain't 3-6 Mafia ain't never made no hit bigger than Still Tipping.
Yo, God, nah, shit.
Stay Fly.
Yeah, Stay Fly was bigger than.
Oh my bad.
Sipping on Scissor.
Yep, exactly. Y'all niggas true. They got Grammys.
Want to be a baller? Shot caller. Say the big hits, man.
But it ain't saying they ain't got no hits, but it's like, come on now.
Do we throw the UGK count as Houston, or we gotta keep them in Port Arthur?
We could throw them in.
I say they Houston. And then Memphis went to Houston to go ahead and get on like A-Ball, MJG. They started, you know what I'm saying, in Houston. Tila. You know what I'm saying? That they made all their biggest hits when they was in Houston.
About hits though. We ain't saying
that's what I said. I just said hits. They made their hits. They made their hits.
They had to come get Texas Trill in order to get the hits.
As far as hits go,
because the thing is, nobody considers Tila or A-Ball and MJG a Houston rapper, so that's not counting. Don't try to move them people out of town like this.
You got them. You got 3-6 Mafia. You got Yo Gotti. You got motherfucking Moneybag Yo right now. You got motherfucking Young.
You got Slim Thug.
Project Pat. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. You got it.
Hey, you gotta quit being biased just because you from Houston, because a lot of this
Juicy J alone got like 7.
I'm not from Houston.
But you
Juicy
from
J.
I said Tulsa if you didn't want to accept the fucking Tulsa.
Y'all know I don't accept Tulsa.
Well, it's Houston then.
Itself is a Tulsa.
It's close.
Stand on your square, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's close.
I say Memphis.
Meg Thee Stallion, come on, man.
You got Rap a Lot. You got to think about Rap a Lot.
Meg Thee Stallion probably has 2 actual hits.
Don't let me slip in Beyonce and shut the whole shit down.
We're not talking about R&B.
Oh, okay, I'm just saying I can reach a little bit and shut the whole combo down.
Beyonce. Y'all do not know, Supreme is part of the Beehive. If y'all do not know,
I sure am proud of.
We don't.
You see it? Hey, you see it? He got on the black
Beehive going off on folks.
Motherfucker, black and gold. You see it?
Yeah, I love me some Beyonce, but the Beehive, they hit different. Like, why she ain't even have?
I gotta go with Memphis though. Like y'all say, Tila, 8-Ball, MJG, 3-6 Mafia, Project Pat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, Mike Jones, Chameleonaire.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Mike Jones.
Exactly, Lil Flip. Man, quit playing, man.
Yeah, I forgot about. See, I just
we talking about hits and selling records. Come on, man.
You got Moneybag Yo. You got motherfucker. You got all the young Memphis niggas.
Lil O.
What's Zero.
The one that's locked up.
ABN. We need mention ABN. We need mention ABN.
Go on and on with this, man.
Hey, we need to mention ABN though.
This is doing their thing. I don't
Big
know.
Four Boys, Pussy Me to Alcohol. That's a big song.
Tell me what Houston rapper.
What's their hits though? Y'all keep talking about naming rappers, the hits.
Tell me what Houston rappers tell me what Houston rappers have an album better than Project Pat, Mr. Don't Play, and
Scarface.
Ghetto
in
Boys.
Discussion.
Well, okay,
Ghetto Boys and
can't use Scarface.
Why we got
what? You can't use Scarface. You can't use Scarface.
You can't even say that. It's not even close.
Nah, that's what. Nah,
I'm saying?
see, that's
Here
what
we
I'm
go.
saying, man. I ain't giving to catch me talking down on Memphis hip hop.
Key,
That's not what I'm finna do. It's
we
close.
talking about hits, bro.
Hits.
Hey.
I
Naming a
know.
lot of rappers.
Devin the
Nigga, we
dude.
talking about
No,
hits.
no.
But see,
Devin the
you don't.
dude.
But see, brother, True, you have a problem with Houston, Texas rappers because you didn't listen to
I
UGK.
love Houston rap.
Hold on, listen. No, you dog your line. You don't love us. Listen,
You crazy as hell.
you don't love us, nigga. And when he said Lil Kiki, and you talking about hits, nigga, Southside, that's a hit.
Devin the
Gotta
dude.
be a
In
G.
Texas.
Gotta be.
Devin
No,
the dude.
everywhere,
Yeah, Southside was pretty much it.
everywhere. That's what I'm talking about.
He didn't
Devin
even
the dude
listen
though.
to UGK, so
Yeah.
I mean,
You can't forget about.
we on the same side, but if you ain't listen to UGK, it's kind of hard for you to be able to listen to give the appropriate amount of hits.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. You ain't got that. You got an appreciation for Houston.
I listen to Houston rap though.
Yeah, but you don't love it though, nigga. You don't love it.
I can name a bunch of motherfuckers that I listen to.
You don't love this Texas shit, nigga.
What did you talk about?
No, you don't. I can tell you
I was
don't
in
love
Houston back in 01. I've been fucking with Houston.
that nigga. Flip with where'd he go? Quadruple platinum. They sold 4-5 million records, my nigga. Ain't nobody in Memphis selling no 4-5 million records.
Oh yeah, Toby, Big
Flip
Mo.
got hits.
Here we go. The
Lil
comments
Flip
going
ain't sell
on.
no 4-5 million though.
Shit.
Hey,
not no one CD, nigga. You tripping?
Hey, he had a double album.
He had a double platinum album, bro.
A double album, double platinum.
He went double platinum, my nigga.
Toby doesn't have a hit. And people don't understand what a hit is. Toby ain't
exactly. That y'all keep naming all these rappers without no hit.
I didn't say Toby. I didn't say that.
Rappers.
Big Mo. Hey, what about Big Mo?
Big Mo. Big Mo. That's a hit, nigga.
You said who?
Toby,
Big Mo. I'm just a dog. That's a hit.
That's a Texas hit.
No, that is a national hit.
Nobody heard of Big Mo outside of Texas. We didn't listen to
Big Cap. Lil Wayne did a song dedicated to him.
But he in the industry, so it's normal for people in the industry to be aware of their count of their.
I can't take y'all to Houston with me because I'm.
Yeah, that's just like you were saying. Sauce Walker got a hit. That nigga ain't never had no song on the radio.
Nah, he ain't never had no song on the radio.
Y'all gotta name people with hits. Like what we count as
we
hits,
just did.
Hits.
We just did.
Who?
Flip, Kiki, Big Mo.
Kiki don't got no national hit.
What's that song by Lil old Heezy?
It ain't no hit. You gotta do all that.
Bag back.
That ain't no hit.
Bag.
Yeah. Give me 50 feet. Some hit the hater with the heat. Come on, man. That's
that was. But who was that? Big Hawk.
Don Trip ain't never made no goddamn hit. What's the nigga name?
Letter to My Son was one single.
Man, that wasn't no fucking hit. That was some underground.
It was a hit.
That's an underground classic. That ain't no hit.
Club song, nigga. That
Say
was
who?
That was on
Don Trip.
He got letter
no classics.
Y'all tripping. Y'all just.
Shout out to my Memphis people, man. But yeah, let's be real about the shit, man. And then we can't use Scarface. That's a cheat code.
Yeah, pretty much. Scarface, Ghetto Boys.
Name one song in the history. Name one song in the history of Memphis hip hop bigger than Mom Playing Tricks on.
That's not the point. What I'm saying is that you can't use Scarface because he's a goat.
Yeah, they got
songs that's up there. That's not even fair.
You say what?
It's not fair.
Now what Brother True say? What?
They got songs that's up there with that.
What?
That was
you have to think about it.
They won.
Listen, show enough.
Nah, that ain't up there. Nah.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Mind Playing Tricks on versus Show Enough, you crazy.
That's not even close, man. I like Show Enough better, but it's not a bigger hit.
Right, exactly.
It's not a. I mean, I don't know because they still playing it.
Sipping on some scissors, stay high, stay fly.
They play Mind Playing Tricks.
Man, sipping on scissors. That's cause UGK made that song. What the fuck?
That ain't the point.
That don't count. Them two. That's used to the Memphis.
We talking about the hit that 3-6 Mafia made or Juicy J made. Sipping on some scissors
with UGK.
Right.
That's not the point.
That's a slick
song, is it?
Right.
Man, that's their song, nigga. It's Three 6 Mafia and UGK.
Hey, if you want to say that, then you could say players anthem. You know what I'm saying? With Outkast and you know what I'm saying? 3 6.
That's not their song.
Pimp
That's
C,
Outkast song.
Pimp C made that song.
What song is that though?
Pimp C.
That's Outkast song.
That's a UGK song, ain't it?
I thought it was UGK.
No, that was on Outkast album. What?
Look it up.
Well,
Look it up.
I thought that was UGK.
One thing about it,
that's UGK, my nigga. Quit playing.
I think that's UGK.
Quit playing, man. Say, hold on, brother. Truth, man.
Set the club up.
You get disrespectful.
All type of. Come on, man. Let's come on, man. Let's stop playing, man.
Who is Mike Jones? Who? Nigga, everybody in the world know that phone number. Man, quit playing, man.
9004.
Listen, DA.
8004.
Memphis got to hold his L, DA.
Right.
Hold the L for us.
Who?
Memphis.
I'm not holding no L.
It's a toss up. It's a toss up to me.
It's close.
I tried to be a gentleman and give you a pass with a toss up, but you made me go there and go ahead and crush it. So blame yourself.
You've never been a nice guy to me, so don't start now. Anyway, y'all. Let's get to this hip hop trivia question. Let's go ahead and answer this. The hip hop trivia question is who was the first white rapper? Again, who was the first white rapper? Before we answer that, if you have not hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that like button as well. And
all the pro-black people in the comments try to act like they don't know the answer.
If you feeling friendly, share it.
Somebody had answered back at the beginning.
Baba Man. I think that was Baba Man the answer.
Yeah, he said
Mr. Set the record straight and get on the right side.
How to be black 101.
Hey, so who know the answer to the trivia?
I think I know it. But you can say it easy. It's your trivia.
I think it was Blondie. It was Blondie's song, but the rapper on the song was Debbie. It was like Little Debbie or some shit like that.
Debbie, yeah.
Debbie, so. But
the
song was Blondie. It was 1981. So the first rapper was actually a white female. The first white rapper was actually a white female. 1981. You know what I'm saying? So a little rap history, rap trivia for you.
Yes, indeed. Well, again, thank y'all so much for tuning in with us tonight for another episode of the
Tuning in with us.
Past and present.
Rapture was the song.
Rapture was the name of the song, yeah.
Bill Vibes said Blondie, and the song's called Rapture.
Yes, indeed. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We're about to tune out. Y'all have a good one.
Peace.
The Hip Hop School Past and Present Podcast.